We will now go to Rachel. Rachel Gomel is joining us from Montreal. And you have a lot to tell us about the PSC Partners Registry.
Thank you, Dr. Miller and Mary. I'm Rachel Gomel. I'm the Registry Director at PSC Partners. I do live in Montreal, Canada, and my heart also lives in the US, which is home to my 3 children and to PSC Partners. Before PSC struck my family, I was an academic focused on my doctoral research. I moved from being a researcher to working as full-time volunteer for PSC Partners for the past 13 years. One of my projects was to develop, launch, and direct the PSC Partners Registry.
You have some updates to tell us about.
Yes. Well, 6 years ago, we launched the registry, which was the outcome of years of work with the NIH, the Global Registry Pilot Program. Today, the registry holds the data of 1,700 PSC patients, and it keeps growing. It's annually reviewed by an IRB, and our team is HIPAA trained to protect the privacy of our participants. We just launched an upgrade with new features that we're very excited about. The registry can now house multiple surveys and has improved features to track longitudinal data. Another exciting feature is the upcoming researcher portal that will give de-identified and data access to screened and approved researchers. Well, to make it easier on patients, we've made the registry mobile friendly, and data can be entered directly from the phone or tablet.
That is wonderful. How do you think, Rachel, that this registry will support new drug development for PSC?
PSC Partners considers the registry a crucial voice of the patient. Each patient's participation is a vote for research, a confirmation of the patient's commitment to taking part in clinical trials and studies. We're working with academic researchers and industry. We're providing them with patient input for their clinical trial protocols. We identify aspects of the trial that might make patient participation difficult. Our aim is to make trials easy for patients to join. We've seen how involving the patient voice too late in the process has led to simple errors that negatively affect trial outcome. Well, we've also disseminated surveys to our participants to help researchers design their trials. Data for our Voices survey today partly came from the registry. We've also helped in recruiting for trials and studies. At this stage, we'd love nothing more than to recruit for more trials.
That would be so wonderful. What if you had 20 trials to recruit for?
That would be fabulous.
Right. We heard earlier, at the very beginning of today's forum, from Dr. Ruby Mehta at the FDA, and she described how the patient's voice is so important across the whole journey, before a protocol gets written, during the writing of the protocol, having input into what's acceptable to patients. And for example, today we heard if there's something else that could be done rather than a biopsy, that would be so helpful. And that's very important information for everyone to have regarding what it means to a patient to have to undergo these very invasive, painful, and risky procedures. So it's very nice that this registry, the way you describe it, is really part of that patient voice input from the very beginning to the very end.
Right. Well, and for the future, we just hope that, we see the registry as an infrastructure, a data collection tool, and we can absorb new functions as needed. We understand the importance of having standardized and approved patient-reported outcome tools. We also know that PSC needs a natural history database that can serve as external control in the later phases of clinical trials. Well, our goal is to facilitate and expedite such efforts through the registry and continue to support clinical trials.
Right. So when you first started the registry, it was an idea and you just implemented it, you went ahead with it, and look how far you have come. Congratulations on those efforts.